Hey guys.
Alright folks, we're here today to check out a Patreon request from this patrono right here. Dawn of Extinction is the name of the band and the song is Rise from Oblivion, just like the Phoenix. Rise from Oblivion. Now, this gives me a little bit of a sci-fi feel.
For me, more of like a Dark Souls feel.
I think for me the sci-fi feel comes from watching what's the name of the show that I've been watching, the sci-fi show?
Oh, I don't know, but you told me I should
Third
watch
Body Problem.
Third Body Problem.
Or
yeah.
Three Body Problem.
Yeah,
Three Body
one.
Problem.
I guess it's the Dawn of Extinction part. Yeah, it does feel more of like a sci-fi, but the name of the song is very like I don't know, Dark Souls-ish to me.
By the way, that show is based on a book written by a Chinese author, and it apparently is a trilogy. So I'm hoping that Netflix picks up at least 2 more seasons so you can finish the trilogy.
But
I hope this is not going to end up being like Avatar, the one that M. Night Shyamalan did. It was supposed to be a trilogy and it bombed.
Oh,
but this one didn't bomb. Everybody's talking about it.
Netflix is known for, even if it not bomb, Netflix is known for...
yeah, that is true.
Their pullout game is really strong.
I know, but I feel like this is one that you have to stay in and just fucking come as you are, if you will. Alright, so Dawn of Extinction, Rise from Oblivion. You ready for this?
Yeah.
That looks like a start of a video game. All right. What do you think?
Uh, there's pieces here, but I feel like no one was looking at the instruction manual.
Okay. What do you mean?
There's pieces here that are put together quite well. I feel like instrument wise.
Oh, so they kind of like.
So musically wise,
They're like a bunch of dudes. So like, who needs instructions? We can just do this.
Exactly. It's like
Like
how
the way
hard
I approach construction of anything.
Exactly. Like how hard is it to build a Death Star made out of Lego? Apparently, very hard because instrument wise, very good. I enjoy the solos, the dual. I think it's awesome.
My issue is vocally.
Vocally, it's super weak. Vocally,
that's my issue.
Weak. But the song itself,
I don't have any issue with the sound.
But the song itself, I feel like the song is kind of pregnant on what it wants to be, because it sometimes turns into like a power metal melody, and then sometimes it turns into Children of Bodom. But they don't know what they want to be, because those two genres don't mix quite well, especially the way they did it.
And the clean vocals don't mix well with that with the sound.
But
the harsh vocals are not harsh enough either.
But the harsh vocals sound like backing vocals.
Exactly, they're not harsh. They don't have enough depth. They're too light.
They don't have enough
volume.
I think you know what it is. It's the way he words things, because the way he words it's perfect if he was the guitar player that was like the backing vocals, because you don't really need to know what he's saying. He's kind of repeating, because you'll have a lead singer who has those same.
Yeah, and the other guy's kind of like the hype guy.
What I'm trying to say is you'll have the lead singer, right? And he's singing, but you can understand what he's saying, because usually with bands like this, you can understand what the lead singer is saying. But he's singing in that same, da 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 da, like he has that, that way. But you can understand what he's saying, and then you'll have a guitar player to be that other guitar in a way, to come in and do the same lines, obviously, but in a backing way.
Yeah.
And it helps actually push up the main vocalist.
It also gives volume to
gives volume to the song and everything. The problem is,
or you can do that with just one vocalist, just add layers.
But the problem is his vocal approach is the layered vocals. So it sounds like the backup.
They're very thin.
Very thin, but also you can't understand half of the shit he's saying.
I don't know,
because he's like, but he's not he's not saying like.
I know he's not
accentuating
the words.
And his delivery is not it. His delivery is not it to be a lead singer, especially when you're doing stuff like this. There's so many bands you could look at that do the same style, and you look at the lead singers, you can still understand somewhat of what he's saying, most of what he's saying, but he has a good grasp to it. But then you'll have the guitar player or his vocals are being dubbed over again, and it creates volume. But when the other vocals are happening, those are what he was doing more, I'd say less of trying to get the lyrics across and more of the sound of the vocals to add to the layers, right? And that's why it doesn't bother normal people when they listen, because it's the side vocals, they're supposed to be pushing up the main vocals. But the problem is, since they're the main vocals, you really hear the fact that I can't understand shit of what this guy is saying.
Which, once again, for me, that's not a big deal.
Oh, it's a big deal for me when it comes to stuff like this, because stuff like this you can normally listen.
For me, it's not a big deal. The big deal for me, it's twofold. For me, the first part that I have a big deal with is not that I don't understand what he's saying, is that it sounds like he's not
saying anything.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound like he's actually trying to say stuff.
How many bands do I listen to where I have no idea what the fuck the guy is saying, and it fits perfectly
I'm talking about bands like this. Bands like this. Always the lead singer. Children of Bodom is a perfect example. I understand exactly what the fuck he's saying, so there's nothing lost in translation. And when his vocals get not dubbed over, but you know what I mean, like backing vocals come in to thicken up his voice. Those backing vocals, I could give two fucks what they're saying, but the fact
they're just enhancing what's up front.
They're just enhancing him. I know they're saying the same thing, but their delivery is different because they're enhancing him. They are not in the forefront. He is. So that's what I'm saying is. It's not that it's not only that I can't understand what he's saying. It doesn't sound like he's saying anything.
It sounds like he's actually struggling.
Yes.
Like at points in time, the breathing. I was concerned about the breathing because I don't even know if he's taking the right breath. Darth
Vader's like force choking him.
So for me, musically, I'm okay with the song, even though there were some moments
Of kind
musically.
of pregnancy.
Because it felt a little repetitive and it felt a little
It
redundant.
felt repetitive, but it also felt like they didn't know what they wanted to do. Like
Yeah,
they liked so much shit that they're like, oh, I want this, I want this.
It felt like it lacked a little bit of direction.
Yeah.
But musically is the least of my concerns in terms of like where things could be better.
Exactly.
Like I could live with the way the sound was. I could live with that. The guitar playing throughout the track is really
Very good.
It's really good. My issue really comes down to the vocals. First of all, I'm not a fan of the clean vocals, and and when your harsh vocals are not that harsh to begin with, are not that heavy, that grunty, that low, that
Dude,
deep.
even if they're not, even if
But the difference,
because
like,
I have no problem with how heavy his vocals were. I have a problem with
there's no volume to it though.
but I have a problem with how he did it. Like you can with the same heaviness, you can do what we're saying. Actually say the words. Have the normal type of vocals that these songs normally will have, and just add backing vocals to it to thicken it up. There's no problem with that.
No, a lot of bands do it.
A lot of bands do. It's just the fact that he's not. I think the fact that you can't understand what he's saying does play into it.
Coming down to the clean vocals, like I was saying, my issue is that, there's not. When you change from harsh to clean vocals in a song, it's not just about changing from harsh to clean.
It's about the fluidity of changing.
And it's also the texture that you get from both. The problem is both are very thin.
Very thin. He doesn't have a deep...
even though you're going from harsh to cleans, the change from harsh to cleans is not enough.
He doesn't have a full delivery.
Because both are super thin.
Yeah,
There's nothing underneath it. Now, if the heavier side of his vocal range was big and thick,
bigger,
and then you change it to those clean vocals, then you're like, okay, like...
Still, though, the way they changed it wasn't...
But okay, but
then I can
it wouldn't
see
become as much of a problem as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the change between the two becomes a little bit diluted because both of them are very thin. There's not... Like, you expect the clean ones to be thin because that's kind of like, he's singing at the end of the day. But the other ones have to be slightly bigger and heavier and thicker for you to feel that contrast. So the clean vocals didn't hit me at all because of the issue that both are super thin. So that is the problem there. But if you start to really look deep, okay, so but what's really the problem? So then the problem is not really the clean vocals. No, the problem is actually the harsh vocals. In my opinion, not being heavy enough, not being deep enough, not having enough strength, and you could still have the same delivery, but you just need more layers behind it in order to feel like that it's bigger, that it has more volume. Right now, it's like the lightest harsh vocals I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's really light, and the fact that it adds to the fact that it seems like he's having a hard time even saying it doesn't make things good to me. Like, I just felt very disconnected from this track. Vocally, very disconnected from the track vocally. Musically, I enjoyed it, but there were some moments in this song that felt to me that they discovered a riff that was really cool.
And they just added it.
And they just put it all over the place because it's
Yeah.
like, it's so good, let's just fucking use it all over the place. And you have to create a sense of direction with the song. And even with I don't care how good the riff is, the riff has to find its way into the song and not feel like, oh, there comes the time where I don't know what to do, so let me just put this fucking riff here because it's really good. It doesn't... The song becomes really choppy. And this song, for as much as it had good shit in it that I really enjoyed, it felt really choppy, Like, it's choppy in the vocals in terms of not a really good flow from one to the other because both are super thin. And it's choppy musically because there's also not a really good flow in terms of how the song goes. So, I enjoy moments within the song, but to me this is like, it's a track that, doesn't stay with you.
Exactly.
You just keep moving along doing whatever it is that you're doing. That's all. It's an opinion.
It's an opinion, but...
it's worth whatever it's worth.
I agree, though. I don't know. Musically, I have no problem with
this
the
is like a local
stuff.
band that you go see, like, play at a local show here.
Yeah.
Where you show up to you're not there to see them, you're there to see whoever the headliner is. You walk in, this band is playing, you're like, okay,
I'm gonna
whatever.
grab a drink.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. Yeah. It's just it doesn't have enough to really catch your attention.
Yeah.
For me, the part that really catch my attention when the song almost had that the blay without the blay, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because when he screamed there, I was like, okay, that was good. That had some some strength and some power to it. When that part happened, I was like, yes, that's kind of what the song was needing. But the song didn't need it to be almost 6 minutes in length. The song could have been like three and a half, 4 minutes. It would have made the song a little bit more compact, a little bit more fluid, and you would not have to fill it in with all of these things.
Vocally, it's just not.
Vocally, it doesn't matter if the song is 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 2 minutes.
It's still not working.
It's not really.
Like I said, it just sounds like backing vocals without the main vocals.
Yeah, it sounds like a demo.
Yeah.
Technically, that's what this sounds like. Sounds like
a
demo where you're putting the vocals like that just to set the place of where the cleans are going to go and where the harshes are going to go. But this is just a place setter. It's not the actual final copy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the final. It's not the masters.
It doesn't sound like he's saying anything.
Dude, there was one point in time I thought he was struggling. Like he looked like he was struggling. Like he looked like he was struggling. Anyhow, I don't like to kick people while they're down, but it's not for me. And there goes our streak of good Patreon requests.
I know, man. I know.
It is what it is. All right, guys. Hit us up in the comment section and let us know what do you think about this song, about the singer, about the band. Hit us up, let us know, and we'll see you all at the next one.
See ya.